All right, everybody, welcome back to the Brayden Yeeter Top 50, the comprehensive list of my 50 favoritist games, most favoritist, whatever you want to call it, games from my sports video games collection. This is part number 2 of the series. On the previous episode, we did the honorable mentions cast, and we did the first 5 on the list. We did 50 through 46. This episode that you're watching right now, should you be watching and listening to this, you should be, is going to be number 45 through 31. The next 15 games in that list. And we're just going to jump into it here. I'm very excited for the rest of this series. I'm going to be posting one video every day until we're done with this. There's only going to be 2 more videos after this. But this is something that has been fun to set up and fun to record. And I can only imagine it's going to get even more fun the further I go along with this. So we're going to jump into this here. At number 45 on the list, Brayden Yeeter's favoritist games, we've got Backyard Hockey for the Nintendo DS. Now, this one is the last game on the list that I don't have the case for. And that is a damn travesty, because this game deserves it. But this game is the most underrated of the Backyard Sports series. And I bet you hardly anybody even knows this game exists, because this was the only Backyard Sports game that did not receive a console release, or a home console release. This received a DS game, but this is all it ever received. All the other sports, football, basketball, and baseball, received home console releases. This game never did. And I think that that's truly a shame, because it is on par, if not better, than most, or not all, of the rest of this Backyard Sports series. It's a very, very big shame that this game did not get its own home console release. This game is just unbelievably fun to play. It's the same magic as all the Backyard Sports stuff. And I think it's a shame that they should bring it to home console. If they are releasing these Backyard Sports games, they got to bring it back, man. But next game, we got number 44 on the list. MVP 06 NCAA Baseball. Now, they only ever even made 2 different college baseball games. They made one for 2007, and then this one right here for 2006. And I think it is a shame that they didn't keep making these games, because this released in the peak of the college sports video games era, where everything was hitting on all tracks. NCAA 06 football was really good. March Madness 06 was great. College hoops was very proficient around this time. Like, this was a perfect era to get this game started. It is a huge shame that it didn't keep going past NCAA 07, though, because this game very much had the potential to do that. It is a very fun college baseball sim. It's well fleshed out. Creative ballparks in here. It's very good. It's very consistent. It's a very good series, and I wish that they wouldn't have cut it off as soon as they did. At the number, 43 slot? That would be 43. We've got a 360 release, WWE 2K14. Now, this game, you could see Hulk Hogan's on the back. And why is Hulk Hogan on the back? Because you see it up here, if it would log in, the 30 years of WrestleMania mode is what this game is known for, and for good reason. That mode alone is more than enough just cause to go back and play this game in 2026. This game has aged very, very well, in my opinion. I love the 30 years of WrestleMania mode. I was just going to touch on this. This 30 years of WrestleMania mode was so good, they brought it back for WWE 2K24, which was another very, very good game. That would have been on the list should I had a physical release of it, which I don't. It probably would have been on there. But this game is just as good, even better, I'd say. It has a very good roster of legends and whatnot. A lot of very, very good stuff here in this one little box. And that's why WWE 2K14 is on the list at number 43. And we're sticking with the wrestling theme. At number 42, WWE SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Now, this game released 2003, I believe. Look at that down there. Isn't that great? Um, this game was the start of the success. It was the last game in the SmackDown release series, and this game is just an all-timer. If you ask any wrestling video game fan what their favorite game of all time is when it comes to wrestling, they're probably going to say this one. And if you check the resale value on this game, even in 2026, this game is still going for $20, $30 on eBay, which is just nuts for a game of this caliber. Because you wouldn't think a yearly SmackDown release like this would be, but everything about this game is great. The gameplay is incredible. They have the Legends roster in this game. They have so much content packed in here. Season mode, everything is in here, man. The great match types that definitely did not age poorly come like 2010. You know, this game is it's a very, very good wrestling release, as was 2K14, but I put SmackDown Here Comes the Pain over it because I think it's better. At number, what would this be? 44, 32, number 41 on the list, NHL 06 for the PS2. Now, I just had this talk earlier about how the NCAA games, the college sports games were peaking around 2006, these release years. Everything was peaking around this time, except for Madden. We don't talk about Madden. Madden 06 was not great, but NHL 06 was great. This game is the last NHL mainline series game that released exclusively on the PS2/Xbox era of consoles. And it went out with a bang, man. Everything about this was great. This was the game where they introduced a skill stick, which basically completely redid the control scheme for the NHL series. And that skill stick is still around today. This game revolutionized the NHL series. So to leave this out of the list, I think would have been an absolute crime. This game it has a huge legacy in the series. More than, I'd say, 90% of the rest of the series. NHL 06 is a timeless classic. Next, at number 40. I just touched on this earlier. MVP 07 NCAA Baseball. They only made 2 of these games, but they were both absolutely incredible releases. I don't think you can talk about baseball video games without bringing these up because they only made 2 college baseball games. I had to put both on the list because of how good these games are and really how niche they are, because not many people know they even made college baseball games in the mid-2000s. They only made 2. They went out of style very quickly. Can't really find these. They still have fairly high resale prices, $16. That's, for a game like this, you would think that that's like a little overpriced, but I think it's well worth the cost of entry, man. This game is very good, as well as 06. I think this one's just a little bit better, and that's why it sits on the list at number 40. Now, jumping into the 30s here, we've got, this one's fun. Madden NFL 11 for the Wii specifically. I know GameStop's kind of covering that, but we are on the Wii specifically here. This is my example of this game. Madden NFL 11 isn't known for a lot of stuff. The main console release, like the 360 and the PS3 versions of this, are very good games. I like the Wii version of this better because there is a mode in this game. You can see it here. 5-on-5. And that mode is the reason that this got onto the list. The Wii version of this game had 5-on-5. Which basically it feels like a precursor to the current day Yard in Madden, where it's basically an arcadey setup of Madden. And 5-on-5, it is just one of the better vibes modes in the history of Madden, I'd say. And it carried this game. You can see it has, Drew Brees is on the model of this. Like, he's got the 5-on-5 model in this. They had specific models for all the players in that 5-on-5 mode. And on the Wii version of the cover, Drew Brees is in that model, where it's like he's got like sort of the hourglass figure going, where his shoulder pads are just huge compared to everything else on his body. If you check the other consoles, they just had like a regular picture of Drew Brees, but this one specifically, because the 5-on-5 mode had this release. This is very exclusive to the Wii version or mode, But it was just absolutely insane. They need to bring the pure 5-on-5 back because it was pure football, but with 5 people on, it is an absolutely incredible time. But now at number 38, we've got Madden NFL 17. Now you can see this game, this version, the Xbox One, I bought for $1.37. But in 2018, I bought the Xbox 360 version of Madden 17 for $40. Because I have fond memories of this game on every version. With the Xbox One version, I had a great stream series with this game with the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans franchise, one of the best franchises in the history of the stream. And I have a lot of childhood memories with the 360 version of this game because that was the last version of Madden that came out on the 360, Madden NFL 17. So for a while, until I got my Xbox One, that was the last one I had. And that's what I used for a long time. I had people come over and play Madden NFL 17 with me. So this game has a lot of memories, and I'm very attached to it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's great, but I do think it has a fairly decent gameplay engine. I don't know about the gameplay or like the content itself. It was kind of lacking in that. This was a year before Longshot. So I think that's something that they could have done a little bit better here, but I do like this game. I like this game a lot. That's that. At number 37, back to the college realm we go with NCAA Basketball 2010. Now, this was the final release in the college basketball series of video games, and I wouldn't say it's the best college hoops game of all time. I'd say College Hoops 2K8 is the best one, but this game in and of itself is very good. The resale value on this game specifically, because it's the last college basketball game until probably a year or two from now, because they've been talking about re-releasing a new college basketball game, the resale value on this game is absolutely nuts. I got this copy for, I believe it was $40 off of eBay. It is nuts what this game still goes for, just because of the lasting legacy of this series and what it did for the final entry in this college basketball series. It's the last college basketball game that's come out. There hasn't been a single other one since then. And because of that, people look back on this game fondly, and I'm one of them. I think that this game is very good. It does not age out. It stays consistent. It's nice. I like it a lot. At number 36, I believe, we have another 360 entry here. NHL 2K10. Now, this was the last NHL 2K game to release for the 360 and PS3 version of consoles. 2K11 did come out, but it came out for the Wii exclusively. Nobody played it. It's an awful game. I have 2K11. It is just really bad. 2K10 did everything right. People look back at this game. If you Google NHL 2K10, you will see releases for this game. You'll see stuff about it, and then you'll see videos from specific YouTubers talking about how good this game is and what this game did right compared to current day NHLs. This has one of the most in-depth franchise modes, one of the most in-depth engines, one of the most in-depth everything ever. This game has stood the test of time, and for good fucking reason. I love NHL 2K10. I love what it did to show what hockey games could do. And no game has quite replicated what this one did since it came out. Nothing really has replicated what this one has done. Ever, I'd say. This was the peak of the NHL 2K series, which ended not even 2 years after this game came out, which is a very, very big shame. Because they were just getting started here, man. They were just getting started. At number 35, we've got NHL 23. Now, this game is not inherently the greatest NHL of all time. I'm not going to sit here and admit that. This isn't, in and of itself, an incredible game, but this game is on here because of the memories I have with it. Until NHL 24 came out, for the year that this was the primary NHL, I played so many hours of this game. I was on this game all the time. I did so much stuff with this video game specifically. It's crazy. I made so many leagues. I made so many custom teams. Everything that I was playing hockey-wise around 2022 when this game came out was on this game. I wasn't going and doing any retro stuff. I was playing NHL 23. And while this game doesn't exactly age the best, I have plenty of memories with it, and it would feel awful to leave it off of a list of my 50 favorite games of all time for my collection. And that is why it slides in at 35. At number 34 on the list, this one's a fun one. For the Nintendo DS, Backyard Football. Now, I do have a home console release of Backyard Football, but I did not play that game. But I have plenty of hours on my original 3DS with this game. I used to, when I was like 10, I would be at the doctor's office. I'd be playing Backyard Football, man. This game is so goofy, but it is so much fun. It is so much fun. It is just a great time. The mix, the studio that made this game, I think it was Humongous Studios, I think was the name of it. I could be wrong there. All of their Backyard releases are great. But I think Backyard Football is by far their best series. Backyard Baseball obviously has a claim to that because that's way more popular. But Backyard Football has its own metrics, and I love this game way more, man. This game is so goofy, and it is so much fun, and I cannot recommend it enough. I cannot recommend it enough. At number 33, this game is one that I might catch a little bit of flack for having this low on the list, but I believe there are better entries in this series. We've got Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Now, plenty of people would say that this is their favorite iteration of this series. I'm not one of those people. Because, what was it called? There was another mode in this game that I forgot what it's called because it's been forever since I played this. It's what they're detailing down here in this section right there. If it would focus. Take the fun of the games to the streets of London with over 50 party missions. That mode was the main attraction of this game. But the problem is, I don't think it was that good. This game did a couple of things wrong compared to the original, and even I'd say the winter release of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This game just floundered a bit. I don't think the events are as good. I think that they missed on a couple steps when it came to the dream events. I think that dream events weren't nearly as good in this one as they were in the original two. And I think that's what holds this one back for me a little bit. It's just not as consistent, was not nearly as good as it should have been. And that's that. At number 32 on the list, this one's fun. This one's going to get a pop from somebody I know. Garfield Kart Furious Racing. Now, this game is, I'm a huge Garfield guy. If you see me on Discord, my profile picture is Garfield. I love Garfield. So when I learned that Garfield Kart was a thing that existed, I was like, I got to get my hands on some sort of release on this. I've played this game on stream, and genuinely, I think it might be a little underrated, because this game is surprisingly fun for being a Garfield Kart release. It's not the best to control, but I think that plays into the stupidity of it. I think that this game being as goofy as it is makes it a better experience. It's like when you're playing Mario Party and you're getting like fucked over a lot by chance time or whatever, and you know you're getting fucked over, but you're having fun with it because of how goofy it is. This game is a perfect example of that. This game isn't great. I think that the power-ups, they have some very neat power-ups in this game, or neat items in this game, that play to this game's advantage. I think that this game is a great time. Furious Racing is a strong entry for me. I have fun with it, and that's why it's number 32 on the list. I still don't know who the fuck Harry is, though. Don't know who this is, but whatever. And finally, the last game on this video, at number 31, NHL 18. This right here, NHL 3s. You can see it on the front of the box. All new mode. NHL 3s. This mode, that mode, should have saved the NHL series. NHL 3s is one of the most underrated entries into the NHL series that has ever been a part of the series at all. 3s is so close to being the perfect NHL game mode, but they just barely missed on it. I don't think they advertised it nearly enough within the marketing itself. It's all over the box, yes, but the marketing itself, I don't think they nearly advertised it enough. This is the year the Golden Knights came into the league and the expansion draft was added to franchise mode. That was a great feature. There's a lot of long-lasting franchises that came from that. They had the new defensive skill stick, which was another thing that revolutionized how you play NHL itself. And they added new deeks to this game. Everything about this game is great. I have a lot of hours on this game. I've played a lot of this game. And I think it's a very, very good entry into the NHL series. It could have been way better if threes had been a better game mode. If this was perfect, this would be perfect. If threes was perfect, NHL 18 would be perfect. But unfortunately, you can't always get that. But that is episode 2 of the Brayden Yeeter Top 50 series. Those were games 45 through 31. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I will be back again tomorrow with part 3, featuring games 30 through 16, and then the day after with the top 15 games. If you did watch this all the way through, please feel free to send me a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Brayden_Yeeter. Hit that up. Join the Discord server. Both of those will be linked down in the description below. Thank you for watching the video, and thank you for supporting me. I will see you guys again for part 3 tomorrow night. Bye-bye, everybody. Peace out.